They offered this man $1.8 million to move off his land, but it held relics that were far too sacred. In the heart of downtown Miami, high-rise buildings line the streets on every side, while traffic whizzes past at a hectic pace. But in the midst of this chaos, a rustic wooden cabin stands alone. This is the house of one very obstinate man. Indeed, Ishmael Bermudez has been offered big money for his modest home, but he refuses all offers. And the reason why may well surprise you. Bermudez's dad is American, but he himself was born in Colombia to a Colombian mother. Yet his father, an ex-serviceman, descends from the Navajo and Pueblo Native American tribes. And Bermudez, also known as Golden Eagle, has always felt a strong connection to his indigenous roots. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. However, when he was 8 years old, Bermudez moved with his family to Miami, Florida. Life was simple, he told the Miami Herald in May 2015. We were surrounded by clean beaches, fruit trees on all sides, crisp, pure air, and silence. In the 6th grade, though, Bermudez's teacher gave him an assignment that would shape the rest of his life. Specifically, he was tasked with searching for the spring that used to provide drinking water to the Tequesta. The Tequesta were an ancient tribe that once inhabited the Florida coast, before migrating to escape European colonization. For the next 7 years, then, Bermudez searched for the spring of the grounds in his own home. However, as he dug in his backyard, he began to uncover artifacts that suggested that the property had a long and fascinating past. Moreover, an old Native American woman told Bermudez that he would find a spring of sacred water by an age-old tree hidden beneath the property. Finally, he discovered the trunk of a giant cypress tree, and then a spring of pure water, just a few short steps from his house. From that day on, in fact, the water from the spring has continued to flow. Subsequently, Bermudez, who believes that the water is sacred, uses it on a day-to-day basis. This water is rich in minerals and free from any toxins, he told the Miami Herald. That's why those of us who drink it stay healthy. And as well as using the water to supply his home, Bermudez once drew upon the spring to provide a lifeline for refugees from Cuba living in the area. Apparently, they were victimized and denied access to basic amenities. Consequently, then, they found a friend in Bermudez who filled up their buckets from his holy well. Over the years, meanwhile, Bermudez has also uncovered many ancient artifacts that have strengthened his belief that the property was once sacred Tequesta land. In fact, at least one archaeologist has confirmed that some of them date back to the Tequesta culture. Furthermore, it was additionally asserted that there are prehistoric shells and animal remains at the site. And today, Bermudez still lives on the land in a small wooden house. Meanwhile, his partner, Bert Coe, has painted the walls with colorful murals depicting sea creatures and natural landscapes. In a neighborhood full of gray high-rises, then, Bermudez's home sticks out like a sore thumb. And while the land that Bermudez owns might be sacred, it's certainly valuable too. Indeed, as it's located in the heart of Miami's trendy Brickell district, the space is considered prime real estate. Once, in fact, a keen developer offered Bermudez $1.8 million for the 5,000 square foot property, but he turned it down. Amazingly, though, Bermudez's home could be worth even more. In 2014, a square foot of land in Brickell cost an average of $461, bringing the value of Bermudez's home to a cool $2.3 million. And given the high demand in the area, as well as the property's location next to a metro rail station, experts believe that it could easily fetch at an even greater price. As a result, in recent years, Bermudez has been approached by a number of contractors keen to purchase his property. But he won't sell unless he can be sure that his history-rich land will be preserved. There's not enough money that can buy what's on this land because it's simply priceless, he explained to the Miami Herald. How can you put a price on the history of humanity? It has none. What's more, according to Bermudez, some developers have even used underhand tactics in an attempt to force him out of his home. Apparently, one of them tried to convince a building inspector to declare the property unfit for habitation. Another, meanwhile, reportedly arranged for his garbage to go uncollected for months. Yet, despite all this, Bermudez has remained in his home with his 92-year-old father and doesn't have any plans to sell, despite the astronomical offers. In fact, he has doubts as to whether he'll ever find anyone with enough pure intentions to preserve the property in a way he sees fit. "In these difficult times," he said to the Miami Herald, "it's hard to believe that someone would have a clean enough soul to do something like this, because people only care about making money." Meanwhile, Bermudez' home has also attracted attention of a less rapacious kind. Offerings of money and precious stones have been left on the property, in fact, and Bermudez regularly welcomes visitors and pilgrims. Some come in search of healing from the sacred spring, while others are perhaps simply inspired by this custodian of ancient history who stands strong in the face of progress. Moreover, in 1999, a discovery was made that further strengthened Bermudez' claims. Indeed, just a few blocks from his property, evidence of a 2,000-year-old structure, possibly belonging to the Tequesta people, was revealed when an apartment block was demolished to make way for a new development. Suddenly, Bermudez and his home turned into a focal point for activists and tribal leaders keen to lobby for the preservation of the site, dubbed the Miami Circle. Fortunately, the group succeeded in gaining National Historic Landmark status for the circle, and importantly, Bermudez gained a whole new coterie of people supportive of his cause. So as developers continue to encroach on the land around Bermudez' home, life in the small wooden cabin continues at a slower pace. The only concession to the modern age is a Facebook page titled "Well of Ancient Mysteries," set up to raise awareness of environmental causes. Meanwhile, Bermudez' door is always open, although only for those with good intentions, of course.